Hey everybody, it's Mike again. I am Mike Marston with Unity Intercom, and let's do a brief video demonstrating the actual hands-on use and how to configure Unity Connect. Now, Unity Connect is it's a software product that we sell. It works with Unity Intercom. It also works as a standalone product, and it sends and receives up to 64 low latency broadcast ready audio streams across the internet. And it's doing this better than any other software available right now. And of course, that is an extremely high demand as we have many different organizations all trying to find ways to send high quality audio extremely fast over the internet. In this demonstration, let's do basically one Unity Connect sending to another Unity Connect. I'm going to be showing my Unity Connect here in Oklahoma connecting to Los Angeles. And so essentially, we're just going to be sending audio from my Mac computer. This is going to be Unity Connect running on a Mac Mini here at my desk. And I'm going to connect to Los Angeles. The Los Angeles computer is another Mac Mini. It is running Unity Connect on it as well. So remember, Unity Connect has to have another Unity Connect. So we have two Connects, one at each end. They both need to be licensed in order to avoid any audio watermarks. This is used a lot, and it's becoming more and more popular like almost every day. And so let me show you my Unity Connect. I've actually already connected to Los Angeles, but I will show you another connection so you can see me start from scratch. So I'll bring over my Unity Connect. And this is the Unity Connect software. This is the main general screen. This is the name of my local Unity Connect. It's called Oklahoma. Now, the most important thing is the Remotes tab. Basically, all that is the other Unity Connects out there in the world that want to connect to me and that I may want to connect to send audio. So let's take a look at our Remotes tab. Here we have Los Angeles, and they are, so what I had to do, I had to come in here, I had to make another remote, I had to name it Los Angeles, I enabled it, I put in this IP address, left port blank because we are using the standard 20102, no password. Unity Connect immediately connects once it sees the other Unity Connect. My status is green. And we have some information about my transmit and receive. I am not sending anything to Los Angeles. I am just receiving. So Los Angeles is sending me audio. And I'll show you how I set that up. The reason it's sending is because I went to the I went to the incoming tab and I added Los Angeles and I allowed them to send to me. They'll connect, but no audio will actually exchange until you go to one of these tabs and specifically allow that to happen. And so, okay, so we have, I'm receiving a good bit of audio here. There's no packet loss. Packet loss is the worst thing. There is some jitter. That's to be expected. Think of jitter as kind of like waves on the ocean. There's a little bit of, we have some bumps. This is actually extremely good jitter. Anything up below 30 and 40 milliseconds is considered pretty good. I think of that as calm seas. This is actually exceptionally good. Zero packet loss. Packet loss is the one deal breaker. If you're seeing 3 and 4% packet loss, you will hear that, and that will come in the form of a pop. We have, really well created algorithms that work with packets, and they do all kinds of things behind the scenes to make it sound really, really good. But packet loss can be a deal breaker. If we're seeing 12 to 15 to 18% packet loss, that would be borderline unusable. I think we would probably consider that unusable, at least for anything. You could certainly not broadcast that or anything like that. The occasional point something percent packet loss is a little more common. We've got a nice strong connection here to Los Angeles. This is absolutely smooth sailing. This is going to sound fantastic. And it can get, our algorithms are strong. It can get a lot worse than this. We can handle jitter. We have all kinds of correction technology built into this. So, okay. So we put our remotes, and remotes, just think of them as other people's Unity Connects, in which we can then, once we have them assigned and set up, we can go to our incoming and outgoing tabs. So right here on my incoming tab, what I had done prior to this video is I chose you'll click these drop downs. Actually, you'll come down here and you'll click the plus button to add a remote, and then you'll click the drop down. Los Angeles was already set up because we set that up in our remotes tab. So whatever you set up here will show up in your incoming tab as something you can choose from. I clicked Los Angeles. I checked enabled, which is giving it the green light to actually send audio over to me. As you can see, we are getting quite a bit of audio, and I have my visual audio levels. I have my connection points here. I haven't selected any of them, so no audio is coming through yet. It won't be until I start selecting audio to come through. And we're at 48 kilohertz. That's the standard. That's really where we want to be. And I can choose to play this incoming audio locally out my I/O device, or I can use I have Loopback on here. It's not showing up right now, or I can just listen to it out my speakers here. I could send audio back to Los Angeles by going to my outgoing tab. Okay, and so I'm on my outgoing tab here, and this is where you choose to send some audio. So if I wanted to send some audio from Oklahoma to Los Angeles, I would go to my outgoing tab. I choose the device that's connected to the Mac that's getting audio. It could be, I can send it from something internal. I could send, back a sound file, or in this case, my Motu M2 is what I've selected to send back. Come over here and choose left and right channels potentially. And now you'll see channels 1 and 2 are now what I am sending to Los Angeles. For the most part, especially, a great distance like Oklahoma to Los Angeles, 20 milliseconds is perfect. I'm not trying to send any faster than that. The speed is really determined on the incoming tab. So for example, we're at 20 milliseconds, but to guarantee clean, secure delivery, I probably want to be above 100 milliseconds. Let's go ahead. I'm going to say 120 at this point. In the event that we do have a lot of maybe some packet loss or some latency, not packet loss, but maybe a lot of jitter, or we are having some rough internet, on the incoming side, this is where you would pad that buffer. So I can do all kinds of buffering here when that's available to me, or if necessary. If you're getting above 300 milliseconds, there's a real reason. We've either got real internet trouble, or we're deliberately trying to delay the audio to perhaps match video. And you can see we're equipped to do that. We'll go all the way to 20 seconds. This is really helpful when trying to time the audio with a video source. A lot of times bonded cellular video over IP and things like that. Okay, now let's set one up from scratch, just so that everyone was kind of with me. So we'll start at the general page. All right, we'll click on remotes. I've got another Unity Connect that I think it's actually in New York City, and I want to connect to it. So we would come here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and remove this one right here because I had kind of added a blank one. So this is where we would normally be. Let's go ahead and click our plus button to add a connect. Now, the most important thing is remote name. I need to know what the name of this is because that has to match up with the IP. And I don't remember if I named it yet or not. So I'm going to go into my team viewer session. Here we go. I'm team viewered into New York City, and I am going to go to, the name. Okay. So the local connect name you can get disoriented a little, is New York City, and there's no remotes. So here's what we have to do. We do need to establish a connection. So not only am I going to need to, I'm going to need to put New York City right here. I'm also going to need to do it in New York City. I'm going to have to put my name, my remote name. So I am Oklahoma. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to add Oklahoma. And whenever there's two Unity Connects talking to each other, this is kind of, I'll pause here for a moment. This is important stuff. Only one Unity Connect needs to put in the IP address. They don't have to know each other's IP address. Just one of them needs to know the IP address. And so the beauty of that is a lot of times in a situation, and I'll go ahead and bring this up, in a situation, there may be one of these that's more stable, and the other one might be like a remote one. And so, for example, if Unity Connect in Los Angeles, if they have port forwarding set up so that when I try to hit this global IP address, it gets forwarded correctly to the local Mac that's running Unity Connect. If that port forwarding's been done, all I need to do is put in the IP address. This Unity Connect it just needs my name, but the IP field can be blank. So, or in some cases, just an outward facing IP. We rent Macs on a company called Mac Stadium to do cloud hosting. We do this all the time. Their IPs are just global outward facing IPs, no forwarding necessary, no big deal. And so this is just to show you kind of where we're going with my next deal here. So I just added Oklahoma, and I'm not going to worry about this host name. This is actually all I should need to do. And so I'm going to go to my Unity Connect. I know this gets a little confusing here. And I'm going to add New York City. So remember, I added New York City. I'm here in Oklahoma, and I am going to be sending to New York City, and New York City put Oklahoma to allow the incoming connection. Now, nothing's going to happen because we don't have any addresses filled in, so nobody knows where to send anything. So I'm going to put this IP right here. So I just put in the IP address of the Unity Connect computer out in New York, and boom, we're already connected. We've got a pretty good connection. I'm not sending anything. So we are hitting New York City, and we're connected. And you can also see on the New York City, this is the New York City one, you can see on the New York City that we are connected. And it was just that easy. And so then what I would probably do is I would go to my outgoing, and I would want to send some audio. So I'll kind of turn these guys off here. I'm just doing that for the sake of clarity and simplicity is what I meant to say. Let's grab New York City. Let's enable them. Let's send New York City some channels, and channels 2, 5, and 6. And so now I am sending to New York City. And so if we went over to New York City here, we would need to accept those that audio. And you can see this red eye indicator. That's indicating that someone's throwing audio at you, but it's not been handled correctly. And that is because it detects the audio packets hitting. And that's because I have not come to my incoming tab. And I need to set this up. So I need to click on the plus symbol, and I need to add Oklahoma, who is sending audio. And boom. Now we have the audio from Oklahoma in our New York City Connect. And then we would just need to bring that. So I don't have anything connected to this. This is just for demo purposes. But then we could route this to a soundboard, or actually the next thing that I'll tell you is about how to use Unity Connect to connect two Unity Intercom servers together, or even just one. You could make the audio from a remote Unity Connect send from states away into another Unity Connect that is actually tied to a Unity Intercom server. They're both on the same machine. And so that's how I can get remote program audio or IFB feeds into a Unity server from somewhere else. And I'll talk about that. Okay. So I want to take the opportunity, since I'm making this video, to show a bit of an advanced topic. It's really not all that advanced. It's used a lot, but it isn't always obvious how to do this. We use a product called Loopback. So Loopback is by a company called Rogue Amoeba, and Loopback gives us a lot of abilities. And those abilities are, we can create a virtual, fake but real, a software audio card. And we can do all kinds of crazy routing with this software. I think Loopback is 90 something bucks. It does need to be licensed, because after 10 minutes, it will dramatically distort your audio. And so what I'm getting at is, for example, you can do two things. You could either tie two Unity Intercom servers together by sending a channel out one Unity Intercom to Loopback, because it needs to write to Loopback, and then from Loopback to Unity Connect. Then Unity Connect will broadcast that audio, let's say like Los Angeles, or like from here, Oklahoma, to Los Angeles. Also, so that's connecting two Unity Intercoms together. Here in Oklahoma, we have a television station in southern Oklahoma that is connected. Their Unity Intercom, using Unity Connect, is actually connected to another Unity Intercom server in Texas, just south of us. And what they do that for is the weather team has the ability to talk to two different television stations when they are tornado chasing, because we have tornadoes. They'll come up, they form in Texas, or these storm cells will form in Texas, and they'll head up into Oklahoma, and they use Unity Connect to tie two TV stations together, so they can kind of do a clean handoff of the storm chasers and the meteorologists. That's a little bit about Oklahoma and, of course, what we deal with. So in this case, we're using Loopback and Connect to tie two different Unity Intercom servers together. Or, and I'm sorry if this is kind of wordy, you can use Unity Intercom. Well, I should say, you can, like if I was, for example, we're a local TV station. What we could do is I could send somebody out into the field with a Unity Connect, like on a laptop, and they could get local program audio at a particular event, fire up Unity Connect, send that audio from Connect back to the TV station to be available as program audio. And that program audio would be in the ears of everybody on Unity Intercom who is out in the field at the actual event. So all we're really doing is routing local audio from the field to Unity Intercom back at the station, injecting it into the Unity Intercom server so that it's an available audio source for everybody in the field. It works really, really well. And this is very powerful, because you can not only do this, for a TV station in the same state, but we can do this to provide audio from a local event in Japan, and we can make that program audio to anybody in the world on a Unity Intercom server using Connect to blast the audio, around the world and make it available as all kinds of things. So very, very powerful. And what we do, so let's say on this computer, this is my Oklahoma computer. Let's say I have I've got this audio coming in, and I want to make it, I want to use Loopback to make this incoming audio something that my Unity Intercom can actually use. You can't directly connect Unity Intercom with Unity Connect. We need this Loopback software. So what we will do in Loopback is we'll make a new virtual device. And the new virtual device is going to be called, and I'm going to call it Connect to Unity, because it's Unity Connect audio that's going to be going into the Unity server. So hopefully that's not too much Unity words, but basically it's Unity Connect, this product, being brought in as program feeds or inject it into the party line channels of Unity, the Unity Intercom server. Now, by default, this is a pass-through device. And this is actually extremely important. It needs to stay a pass-through device. If you come up here, you'll see this plus symbol, and the temptation will be to try to grab the audio, because we're essentially trying to connect to Unity server. Do not come here and grab Unity Connect. It shows it as an available audio source, but it's not going to work right. It's necessary that it stays a pass-through device. So it's a pass-through device. It's called Connect to Unity. I'm just going to take these two channels for now. Or actually, I think I need to go this way, and I can sum it if necessary. And I can actually come here and I can make all kinds of stuff. So you can see Loopback is really, really powerful, and there's some great ways that you can route audio. So we've made a virtual device here, and there's no real audio going anywhere yet. This is just a virtual device, but it's sitting empty. So I need to send it some audio. So I'm going to come to my incoming tab here, and I'm going to say, take all this audio and let's inject it into, and I've lost things here. Let's take all this audio and let's inject it into Loopback. So here we are on the incoming tab, and it's saying play the incoming streams locally out the following device. I'm going to choose, okay, well, actually, I have to kill Unity Connect. And the reason I have to do that is because I made a new virtual device, or any new device that you add won't show up real time without rebooting the software. So I have to kill Connect and relaunch it. Now the virtual device that we created will now be available to us. So I'm going to go to my incoming. Here's my audio, and I'm going to route it out, Connect to Unity, the virtual device that we created. And so I'm going to play these streams out, Connect to Unity. And let's go ahead here. Now, don't forget, we have to choose the channels. See all these blank channels? That's because I went crazy and was adding a whole bunch of channels that actually aren't going to have any audio on them. Well, come to think of it, actually, I am receiving enough channels for that. I'm getting 21 here. So we can kind of go crazy if we want. And I think the song just ended, so I'm waiting for the song to pick back up. Here we go. So this multi-track song, I am now sending the audio. I've done a 1-to-1 mapping here, 2-to-2, 3-to-3, and I am sending all this audio that I'm getting from Los Angeles, and I am routing it to Loopback. And so now all this audio is in my virtual device. The cool thing is now I can use that as my input device in Unity server. I can do all kinds of things. I could route it out to a soundboard if I wanted to. I can even make a whole new virtual device that is potentially some audio streams of Dante or another, like a Motu 16A. This is the secret sauce to how a lot of our big Unity customers are accomplishing some stuff here. So again, what I did is, I'm receiving audio from Los Angeles, and I am routing that audio through a virtual device called Connect to Unity that I made in Loopback. And the next step, see, I haven't really gone anywhere with this yet, but the next step is to fire up my Unity server. So I can fire up my Unity server app, and what I can also now do is I can go here as my input device. I'm going to make it the virtual device called Connect to Unity. Come down here, Connect to Unity. That is my input device. So I can go to my channels page, and I could then take one of these audio sources here, and I could route it into one of my channels if I needed to. If I was trying to combine, let's say, two connects together or something like that. More likely, what I would do is I'd go to my audio feeds tab here, and I would take a user and I would give them these different audio feeds that are available as either discrete IFB audio, some kind of mix minus, straight program feed audio. When they're in their app and they are scrolling So they're in their settings page, they're in the app, and they are scrolling through the different audio IFB feeds here. They'll be able to choose those. So just to reiterate, all this nonsense that's happening on my screen right now, this is audio coming in. So this is Unity Connect. I'm bringing audio. I'm in Oklahoma, and I'm bringing audio in from Los Angeles. And that audio from Los Angeles has been, I've routed it in my little channels in my selection here. So I have routed everything here, and I am sending it. I can send it anywhere locally in my computer, but I'm sending it to a virtual Loopback sound card or sound device. That's what this is right here. This is Loopback by Rogue Amoeba, and I am sending my audio from Connect to a virtual pass-through device, not a source device. It's very important. It's a pass-through. And here's that audio appearing on my pass-through device, and I've routed them one-to-one mappings so that in Unity Intercom, the server for Unity Intercom, it is now an input device. Connect to Unity. This is Loopback. But that was the biggest thing that I wanted to demonstrate was, Unity Connect and how it's used. How do you set one up? What the remotes page. Remember, everybody, only in a send receive situation, only one Unity Connect needs either the port forwarding rules set up saying on port 20102, route audio from 20102 to the local IP. You either have port forwarding rules set up or you have an outward facing IP that doesn't require that we can just hit directly. So in any send receive situation, only one Unity Connect needs an IP address. Don't put each other's IP addresses. It's really set up to just, that can sometimes work a little bit, but it's really designed to just have one IP address. In this case, I have put Los Angeles's IP address in there, but on the Los Angeles computer, there's nothing. One IP address per send and receive. And don't forget, you can daisy chain Unity Connects. One Unity Connect can send to multiple places. We have no real limits here. It's just the limit is 64 incoming and outgoing streams. So again, here's Oklahoma's audio. This is actually me talking on my Motu, being sent low latencycy to this one's New York City, I think. Yeah, being sent to New York City. So anyway, that's Loopback. That's Unity Connect. These are the tools that will allow you to get high quality audio routed different places for use in soundboards, for use in tying Unity servers together. But anyway, at this point, I'm probably just over explaining it, but I hadn't made a video that really showed exactly how all this Unity Connect and Loopback stuff works. So that's what I really wanted to accomplish. I'm Mike Marston. Appreciate you guys very much. We appreciate you, as part of the Unity team. Let us know if there's anything that we can do. And, we're here to help. Thank you guys.